Tell me about the novelties
Yeah.
side of it, because you have some really cool machines out there and some unique things.
There's the monkey band.
The monkey band is totally rad.
The monkey
man.
band is you put a quarter in and it plays you a song that hasn't been released yet on Third Man that we haven't announced yet. So you put in a quarter and you hear something, you don't know who it is or what it is. It's just sort of a sneak preview of something that's coming up on the label.
Amazing.
But the kind of pride of the store is the recording booth.
Yeah, tell me about that. It looks like a phone booth, but it's like a full mini recording studio.
So they used to be around in tourist destinations. You know, they had one at the top of the Empire State Building famously, and you would go in and you put in your nickel and you just record it into the microphone and you just stuck that in the mail and people put it on their phonograph at home and that was their postcard. So we converted it to cut into plastic discs. So it's got a cutting head on it. And yeah, it lasts about 2.5 minutes. You can go in, you can record a song and it cuts the record and vends it out to you.
So when you're done at the end of the process, you literally have a physical
you take it home with you,
record in your hand at the end of it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it cuts the record down there, and then when it's done, it vends it through the slot here. So you just take it home with you. So this is a blank.
Oh, wow.
And then it just cuts into there, and you get about 2.5 minutes out of it.
So cool.
Yeah.
So
Neil
cool.
Young did a whole album in there that we released on the label called A Letter Home. He was like, what's this thing? And Jack let him in, he did a song, loved it, and then we just got a call, saying Neil wants to do a whole record in there.
Amazing. When you were a kid growing up listening to records, did you ever think that all these years later, people would still be buying records?
It really started re-hitting around 2010, just started feeling like, oh wow, this is a thing. People want this tangible thing. And whether it was a novelty to them or whatever the reason people were buying it, it grew, you started seeing people buy the little kind of bedroom portable record players. And then, a couple years later, you saw Christmas time, the biggest seller on Amazon was a proper turntable.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, that's the biggest seller on Amazon this year is a turntable. It's amazing. It's just reintegrated in the culture.
For younger people who may have never owned a record before and have only ever really listened to music digitally or streaming-wise, what is it about vinyl records?
I go in my record room and I have an hour or two a night where I just sit and listen to music, and I really zero in and invest in it, and I turn everything else off in my mind, and it's a ritual for me almost, and there's that tangibility of, the ritual of putting the record on and flipping it and pouring over the liner notes and being like, oh man, this guy produced it. He also produced this record. Or if it's session guys, you can kind of connect the dots from different things and things like that. And I mean, it's definitely some nerd shit. It's peaceful for me. And there's just something about that tangibility that I get from the physical piece that I don't get from, other ways of ingesting music.